Hi there. How's it going? Perfect timing, actually, because I was just about to jack off, but now that you're here, I'm gonna answer some questions. What is the most embarrassing thing you've ever done during school? I don't know if it's anything that I really did, but there was this one time where I had a new cat, and he liked to pee on everything. He liked to spray, and cats spray when they're spraying on things, marking their territory. It stinks so bad. And he decided to spray on my backpack, and I went to school, and everyone was like wondering what in the hell smelled so bad. And I knew it was me. I found out it was me because I smelled my backpack, and I was like, oh no. And so I had to go home. I had to ask the teacher because the smell was so bad. I was like, I gotta go because it smells me. And I was trying to be nonchalant about it, but like everyone knew when I left that it was me. And that sucked because it was an awful, terrible, reeky goddamn smell. Oh my god. Which do you prefer, hanging out with every fan that is subbed right now for a day, or hang out with each person subbed for 1 hour? Well, there's no time in the world for me to hang out with each sub. 176,000 hours, that's a long time. That's probably like more than a year, so that's out of the question. That's like many years. I think that's like 20 years or something. Okay, so there's 8,760 hours in a year. So to hang out with all 176,000 subscribers, I'd have to hang out with no rest for like 30 years or more, between 30 and 40 years. So we're gonna go with hang out with every fan for a day, or hang out with every fan, yeah, just all day. We'll have a big 176,000 big party. We'll just roam the streets of whatever city we're in. It'll be crazy. We'll be stopping traffic. It'll be nuts, but you know, we'll do it. We'll do it. That's much more doable, I think, even though it would be psycho than you know, 30 or 40 years. Eric, try to speak some Korean in a video while you were playing GD. Well, I do speak Korean sometimes in some of the videos, mostly like the story game videos when I'm teaching stuff about like, you know, Korea or Japan, especially in like the anime games, right? In terms of GD, I don't really find much of an opportunity unless I was gonna swear in Korean, but for me it feels more natural to swear in English. What is your favorite Korean food? I've answered this in another one. It's samgyetang, which is like a chicken ginseng broth kind of meal. It's really, really good. But I could mention a second favorite. I'm gonna go with like a lunch menu item. I love bibimbap. Bibimbap is veggies with egg on top, and it's all mixed together, and it's in a dolsot, which means like a stone bowl, so it keeps it really hot, and it also kind of like burns the rice on the bottom, but then like you can dig it out and it's crispy and you can eat it. It's really delicious. Bibimbap is fantastic, and it's super healthy for you. I love it. Do you like eggs? I prefer cow eggs, to be honest. Who is your favorite, most interesting corpse party character? I would have to say I like Seiko a lot, but I don't know if she's the most interesting. I love her demeanor. In terms of most interesting, I might go with Morishige or Kizami. They were both really interesting. Well, Kizami's kind of basic. He's just like murder, kill. But there is a little bit of depth to him because you're always wondering whether he's, what's it called, like darkening? Whether he's really like darkened and that's why he's evil, or he was evil to begin with. I mean, he already was like kind of evil, and he doesn't really feel things the way that normal humans feel, but you wonder when he's in there, would he have been able to hold back himself if he was his normal self and not kill the students, or did the darkening take over and it just pushed him over the edge and he went on a murderous rampage, right? So that's kind of interesting as well. But I mean, there's a lot of interesting characters that have a lot of depth. That's one thing I really like about the Corpse Party games, is that all the characters are pretty fleshed out. And in Book of Shadows, when you play as all the sub-characters, it really fleshes them out more, because I really found that I was really liking Mayu. You don't see Mayu in the original Corpse Party very much, just a little bit, because, you know, she dies right away. But Mayu in Book of Shadows, you get to see how strong she really is, and it was really interesting. I really liked Mayu as a character, right? So I don't know, there's a lot of interesting characters, right? It's kind of hard to just pick one. I like ones for different reasons. But Seiko is bae. I love Seiko. When are you gonna play Nekopara Volume 2? I was actually thinking about starting a visual novel soon on the channel. I wasn't sure what to start. Nekopara Volume 2 could be a possibility. I'm not exactly sure yet. I don't know if I want to do more visual novels and go down that route, but I'm just gonna let you guys know I've really been missing playing them, and it feels like something that was essential to the channel has been taken away from it. There's one thing I gotta mention though, and this is with the YouTube algorithm, which kind of sucks, is if I play visual novels and I have like this mixture of genres of games, visual novels, Mario Maker, Geometry Dash. Mario Maker and Geometry Dash are kind of similar, you know? They're levels where you can edit, there are games where you can edit your own levels and they're difficult. They have a lot of similarities, right? So the YouTube algorithm likes that, but when you play games that are so different from one another, the YouTube algorithm doesn't know when and where to recommend you to people, right? Like if someone's on a channel like Lost Pause where he does lots of anime visual novels and reactions and stuff, are they gonna recommend my channel that also has Geometry Dash content, even though I have visual novel content as well? Probably not, right? So playing lots of like different visual novels, RPG horrors, horror, Geometry Dash. Horror can actually mix with Geometry Dash and Mario Maker decently well because horror is kind of popular. But when I throw visual novels into the mix, it like really messes with the YouTube algorithm and my channel doesn't get shared as much as it should. So it's like, I'm conflicted, you know? I love the visual novels. I could also just start another channel that's like visual novels and RPG horrors and then just play them. I wouldn't really edit them much. I would just play them and just face cam and story, right? And that would be easy to do. I was thinking about doing that and having a separate channel just for that, for story games and stuff. But I'm undecided. It'll have to be something that'll come maybe after Christmas. Benson should play some Geometry Dash. Oh man, Benson would he would get angry.
Hey, Rocket Ship, you look like one big dick, you motherfucker! That's why you crashed into the side of the wall, because you wanted to fuck the wall!
That's probably what would happen, so... I don't know. Do you like Dragon Ball Z, and would you ever play Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 or 2 on the channel? You know, I might play Xenoverse 2. I want to buy Xenoverse 2. Been waiting for the price to go down, because I'm trying to not buy as many new games, because I buy new games and never play them. I have a huge pile of games I haven't played. But I love Dragon Ball Z. I actually rewatched all of Dragon Ball Z like 3 years ago, I think, and I really enjoyed it. It was great. I watched all the way from Raditz to the end of Boo. It's friggin' awesome. Didn't skip an episode, and I'd never done that before. Really, really enjoyed it. Like, I was always a fan of Dragon Ball Z, but I was always catching snippets of it. Like, I think I watched back in the day all of it until Frieza, and then I caught like snippets of Cell, and I didn't watch much of Boo. Eric, have you ever played a level that surpasses the difficulty of Theory of Everything 2 version 2? Yeah, I certainly have. Space Lock does, Forest Temple does, I believe Forsaken Neon probably does now, Dance Massacre does, there's probably a couple others as well that left out. PG Club Step. Yeah, Theory of Everything 2 version 2 took me a while because I wasn't that good at the game yet, but now that I'm better at the game, I'm sure, I could go back, and if I practiced it, it wouldn't take me nearly as long as it took me before. I'm making a fan game about you, Merg, and Etzer using RPG Maker. If and when it reaches completion, would you try it? I certainly would try it. I can't promise I'd make a video for it, but I might make a video, and if I really like it, it'll go on the channel, right? So, yeah. Can you please do Theory of Skrillex? It will be good practice for you on harder demons. Well, you know, to be honest, I don't think Theory of Skrillex is really like that hard anymore. I think people consider that a pretty easy demon. I don't know, I haven't played it myself, but, you know, I played Theory of Firepower, and people said Theory of Firepower was around the same difficulty, and I didn't find Theory of Firepower that difficult, right? Would you consider playing Subnautica? I really think you are missing out on pure beauty and horror in disguise. You know, I might. I kind of missed the train playing it on the YouTube channel, because it certainly was really popular. It kind of, I guess, is still kind of popular. But at the same time, you know, maybe I'll play it in my off time to experience it, but I don't know if I'll bring it to the channel. We'll see. How do you get so good at Mario and GD? It's just all about practice. Practice and persistence, and also playing smart. And by playing smart, I don't mean like knowing what to do beforehand. I just mean trying to adapt quicker. Being good at adapting to your environment. Finding out the reasons why you're messing up and being able to fix those, right? If you keep on just doing the same thing over and over again, you're gonna die. You gotta practice, but you gotta practice smart. Will you ever live in Japan? I would love to live in Japan. I was actually talking to my girlfriend when we were in Japan visiting about how cool it would be to live there. And yeah, maybe someday, right? We would love to live there for like a year or two. You know, me and her will have to practice some Japanese. I did take 1 year of Japanese in university. And it's nice because I've been learning a lot of Korean. And Japanese and Korean share a lot of similarities in the language. So, you know, if I learn Korean fluently, Japanese would not be that hard to pick up, and for her, it wouldn't be that hard to pick up either. Eric, how do you straight fly? Don't ask me, because I sure don't know how. I can straight fly for like a little bit, but I can't consistently do it. So, you know, you're gonna have to ask someone that's better than I am. Eric, do you play Project Diva games? Yes, I've played Project Diva F1, Project Diva F2, and I've beaten most of the levels on Extreme or whatever the highest difficulty is. Really fun games. I love them. On Project Diva F2, I was playing it so much, I tried to get an S rank. I believe the top rank is S on all the normal difficulty levels, which I did. And then I was almost had every single hard difficulty level S ranked as well. So I was playing it quite a lot. Extreme S ranking those was kind of a challenge for me. I'm not that good. But man, I love the Project Diva games. I haven't bought the new one, Project Diva X, I think it's called. It came out in the summer. I haven't bought that one, but Project Diva F and Project Diva F Second I've played on my Vita a lot, and I love them. I love them so much. I love rhythm games. I've played a lot of rhythm games in my life. Like the way I am with Geometry Dash right now, the way that I've practiced and I'm pretty good at the game, I was like that with Dance Dance Revolution, but, you know, even more so. I played a lot of Dance Dance Revolution, and I was very good at that game, and I loved playing against people in the arcade, or I'd go to the arcade, play against people. It was so much fun. I love the culture around it. I love the arcade culture and, like, going out and doing it, though. I really miss that. Damn, I miss arcade culture so much. Hey, where's Fairy Dust? Put your fat ass on work. Come at me, bro. I'm right here. I'll jiggle my fat ass all over your face. Yeah, bring it on. Do you follow any of the drama in the GD community? I know about it. Of course you know what's going on when you're in the community. Do I care about it? No. I don't care at all. I'm way too old to care about that shit. It just doesn't faze me. I look at it and I feel nothing. I'm just like, oh. Whatever. What are the Koreans' opinion regarding interracial dating? Interracial dating is a thing. It happens a lot. Now, here's one thing you gotta keep in mind though. Interracial marriage is a whole nother thing, right? There's a lot of Korean people that are willing to date other races, but when it comes to marriage, no, right? Because some of the older conservative people in their family, which they do have a lot of say, are against it, right? They want them to get married to a Korean person, and because of that, the younger people, they feel a little bit trapped, like they have to marry a Korean person, and so they do, just because it's easier, it's less stress dealing with their family if they were gonna marry someone outside of their race. Now, as a white person, it's a little easier to marry a Korean girl here. I gotta say, it's just a fact of life in Korea. If you're from Southeast Asia, which I imagine you are, then it might be a little bit harder, but Korean people are still human beings, and there are still people that love no matter what, right? So if you really want to find one, you can find one. Now one thing that's kind of weird for me is a lot of people see, you know, like Japanese and Korean people on TV, and they're like, I really wanted to date one, I hear they're awesome. They're just people, you know, because you're talking about racism, yet you're like trying to pick a certain race, only one race for you to date. So it's like you're discriminating as well, right? By being like unable to date like someone else outside of like Japanese or Korean. So, you know, that's kind of weird too. Do you live in South Korea? If so, how long have you lived there? I've lived here cumulatively about 5.5 years, maybe 6, around 6 years. Yes, about that. I will kill myself if you don't do Dual Maestro. Get the bleach. Do you plan on doing more skits like Eric is 50 years old or your Halloween ideas? Yeah, I gotta get on that. I'm sorry. I was really busy this month, but I want to do some more skits. I have some ideas. I gotta do them though. When playing Geometry Dash, what is your most annoying problem? Hand pain, pressure, or stress? Oh man, pressure and stress kind of fit together. I would say stress, because when I get to near the end of the level, I feel stressed out. Also, when people have expectations that I should be at a certain skill level, that stresses me out too. So probably stress. Will you ever stop playing GD? Of course I'll stop playing GD. I mean, there will be a day when GD kinda gets not as popular anymore and it'll fade away, right? And I'll stop playing. I might even stop playing before then, but it just depends on how much I'm enjoying the game, right? If 2.1 comes out and it's super enjoyable, there's a lot of new content, I'll enjoy the game for a much longer time, right? So yeah, I mean, for the meantime, I'm playing. If I don't like it anymore, I'll stop playing. 인생은 어때? My life is alright. It's pretty good. Are you at all worried about North Korea? No. No one's really worried about North Korea in the South. North Korea can't really do much without getting attacked from all sides. Do you ever plan on beating Crimson Clutter? Will you try to do Deadly Club Step? Sure, that's actually on my list of demons I really want to beat. I want to sit down and do Deadly Club Step one day. Do you like yourself? Every goddamn night, baby. No questions, bitch. So this is how we're gonna end it, huh? I answer your questions, I'm super nice, and now you wanna fight me? You wanna fight me? Bring it on, okay? I'm right here. You want a piece? Take the whole thing. You can't handle the whole thing. You can't handle it. You look me in the eyes when I'm licking you.